Hopefully I'm live. If I am not, I would be making a fool of myself. Anyways, welcome back to yet another live stream. If you're someone watching this from the future, hi and welcome back to a video from the past. Last time I went live, it was July 28th of 2025. Today is August 6th, so 9th day. There was a gap of 8 days in between, which is way better compared to last live stream, where the gap between the live stream before was a month. The live stream, two live streams before, I think stream 7, no, stream 8 was, I went live on June 28th, and stream 9 I went a month later on July 20. Stream 8 was on June 28th, stream 9 was on July 28th, and stream 10, which is this one, is August 6th. Huge improvement. Although this time around I won't be talking. We'll just zoop right into data structures and algorithm. What else, right? I don't know how clear my display is, but I hope it's clear. Anyways, let's get started. I won't be talking much, but yeah. We need to solve this problem with recursion, not just normally. Hopefully this is right. I'm trying to swap elements. The first and the last one, the second and the second last one, third and the third last one, so on and so forth until it reaches this middle element. And upon reaching the middle element, it should stop right there. So I'm swapping the elements, assuming I is the current index. I'm swapping I, storing I in a temporary variable, and then swapping the current index with the index of the last element, len of nums minus I minus 1, which is in this case would be 4 minus I, which is 0 minus 1, would be 3, which is exactly what we want. We want the third index, 0, 1, 2, 3. After this, I'll call the function again, and I need to throw I as well, so nums comma I. Base condition has been returned. Now I just need to call the variable function inside the function. Very interesting. Is this Stack Overflow? Oh, why is this here? Okay, beautiful. It perfectly works. Array is getting reversed, but why is when the array is returned, I get a none? I think it's something to do with passing by reference versus passing by value. So we have solved that problem. So we have solved one problem. But why when I hit return, I seem to get none? Great question to ask GPT, I believe. Oops. Why when I print nums inside the recursive function, I get the reversed array printed successfully. But when I return the array and print it outside the function block, I get none as the output. Great question. Let's break it down clearly and simply. When you have your function, wait, I mean, I am returning it. Not really, ChatGPT, not really. It doesn't work that way. Example, I return none. Actually, I don't even need to return. I guess it's if I just hit print nums here, because it's passing by reference, it should work. But let's ask the question to GPT. This is my code. There's a common pitfall with recursion in Python. Interesting. You are returning nums only in the base case, but in all other recursive calls, you are calling with So if I add return after, so if I just hit return here, so what it's basically telling is I am hitting nums here in the base case, but because it's a recursive thing, so there is a rev num function here. With a base condition, I am returning my array. Way to go, man. Terrible. Let's see if I can use my stylus on my trackpad, and that would act as a sketching. That would act as a pen. All right. And I'm using my stylus, if you can see, on my trackpad. Let's see if it works. It's very hard to move. Okay, that's actually worse. No mind. I mean, what it's basically doing is it is basically calling this again and again, but only the base condition returns the nums. It doesn't get returned by the stack calls after the base case. So there is 4 stack calls, 4 function calls. Only the number 4 returns the array. Rest does not, and that is why it works. Let's see which one's better. By top level call, do you mean the very first call of the function, as in the function that enters the stack space first and leaves the last? Exactly, you're 100% right. Program the very first call to the function made by your main program, the one that enters the call stack first. I like this chat though. Ah, fuck, why did I open incognito? Yeah, I'll just remember it, man. Base case returns, this one returns as well. Here, base case does not return, this one returns. Alright, I guess we can move to the next problem. This one's done and dusted. Yes, please. When the AI upprises happen, AI coup, like military coup happens, people like me, we're gonna survive. We're gonna survive because we say please to the AI overlord. Whereas you, who does not say please or thank you to ChatGPT or Perplexities, Claude or Sonar or DeepSeek or whatever, you're gonna get fucked. The original list. I'm assuming this would just be you duplicating the list and then. Very interesting. Very small though. Nums I equal to 0. Alright, so what's basically happening is you have got a new list which is none. And you've got, if new list is none, which is true, populate that list, create an empty list of size equal to the length of the original list. Pretty good. And then what's happening? And then you new list last element equal to num of I. Oh, wow, this is very simple. This is simple and intuitive. I should store this in my actual GPT. I should not close that window. It's pretty helpful. That's it, one problem done. Let's go move on to the next one. Check if array is sorted. Return true if array is sorted in non-decreasing order, else return false. Nope. Let's just copy this and paste it here. Rev check fun. Alright, what my approach is, okay, I'm gonna use default arguments for this because I just saw it in the GPT text and I was like, wait, why am I not using that? Looked pretty cool. So what my approach is going to be, could flip the array, reverse the array, put it in new list and then check whether the reversed array is the same as the original, or just check if the current element is less than the one after it. If it's true, then I return true. If it's false, then the array is not sorted. Base condition can be returned afterwards, or let's just write the base condition. If okay, I'm going to write two base condition. One, if the entire list is checked and no anomaly is present, and another base condition is if there exists a point where the element is not less than the one that comes after it. So base condition number one is if the array is sorted, so it means the entire length of the array has been traversed. So I do if I is equal to len of nums minus 1, because I'm starting from 0, I return true. Let me catch this with the variable result and print the result. Base condition number 2, elif I elif the nums of I is less than is is greater than nums of I plus 1. False. All I need to do is just do rev check of 1. Should work. Interesting, doesn't work. Why? Same mistake, right? Let me just sort this up. Works. Okay, 2 questions solved. We can move on to the next one. But before that, I want to save this text. I have opened this chat on an incognito window. However, I want to because if I do that, I will This is pretty cool, man. This is pretty cool. I'm gonna have this noted down on my favorite prompts to use. This is the most important point here. Just returning in the base case does not automatically return all the way back to the very first function unless every previous call also returns it. Completely understood. Here is a hypothetical doubt. What if I what if I do this? You return nothing in the base condition. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Beautiful, man. So powerful, to have ChatGPT. Cuts your learning time by, who knows, like 100s. Cuts your learning time by hundreds and thousands. You can just talk to it. It's basically God, man. Ah, I don't know what's gonna happen when AI variables are a thing. When AI variables are a thing, I really don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be pretty cool. We're gonna like possibly reach the next stage, quote unquote, of evolution when AI variables become a thing. When you can just wear ChatGPT or Perplexity that can also see things, you can also take in audios. It's gonna be like a next step in the evolution. I mean, what are humans gonna do, right? We're gonna that also and also, yeah, man. I mean, when AI variables become a thing, it's gonna be so fucking awesome. All right, one more problem. Sum of digits in a given number. Easy. Given an integer, repeatedly add all its digits until the result is just one digit. Oh, okay, it's not just sum of the digits directly. I need to sum the result as well. So 38 would be 11, 3 plus 8, and then 11 would give me 2. Okay, this is something different. Very different problem. Some digi fun is gonna be my function name. Alright, so is it possible? Are numbers indexable? Are numbers indexable? Int object is not subscriptable. Subscriptable would be the hashable kind of thing. Oh, I don't even need to get it right. I don't even need to convert. I mean, two approaches that I see here. One is changing it into a string and then doing it. And changing it into a string would be snappy. We can just see what's happening. Another way would just be to use math operators like modulo and floor division. I can do that. I'll do that. Because that seems more intuitive and harder, complex off the top of my head. What would be the base condition B1? If number is a single digit, so if, how do you check if a number is a single digit? the floor division of that number should be 0. Right? Beautiful, man. Another one done. Just try it at 529. Beautiful. It works. Basically what I'm doing is I'm throwing the number into the function, calling it the first time. And when I call it the first time, it goes into the function. It checks if the number divided by 10 gives me a quotient of 0, which basically means if the number is a 2-digit number, say 10, the quotient would be 1. If the number is anything more than 10, it would be, there will be a quotient, but not 0. But if the number is less than 10, or a single digit number, like 5, so 5 by 10, quotient would be 0. So I'm checking if the number is a single digit number, because that is what we want, right? We want to keep adding the sum of the digit of a given number until we get a single digit number. When that happens, that should be our base case. We should stop. And then the while loop there, it is basically, I'm saying that if the number is 0, you keep doing it until the number is 0. Otherwise, you take the unit place, you add it to the sum, and you take the quotient and you make that as the nums variable. It's pretty pat on my back. Pat on my back. Alright, so one final problem, and that should be it for the day. Fibonacci. I don't even need to read the problem to know what it is. Max numbers are combined with F1 sequence called the Fibonacci sequence. They haven't even given me the formula. They have given me the formula as well. F of n would basically be the number of digits, right? Oh, I didn't really know. So, if I give n as 4, it would be f of 0 is 0, f of 1 is 1, f of 2 would also be 1, f of 3 would be 2, f of 4 would be 3, so f of 4 would be 3, f of 2 would be 2, no, f of 2 would be 1, f of 3 would be 2, f of 4 would be f of 3 would be 2, f of 4 would be 3. So f of 5 would be 5, and f of 6 would be 5 plus 3, which is 8. Great. Problem is I should generate Fibonacci sequence. Should I generate a sequence? Alright, this is probably the end of my road, guys. How do we approach this problem? My initial guess is just to simply generate the number and then get it. So if I say f of 6, if I get 6, I would generate Fibonacci sequence until f of 6 and then give it. Is there a simpler way to do it without generating the sequence? That would mean there exists an algorithm that would give me the Fibonacci number if I just give me the position of the number. Is there an algorithm that gives you the Fibonacci Oh wait, okay. So they was actually given it, right? They are giving me f of 0 and f of 1. Very interesting. What should I do? Should I use this or not? That is the question. I get something like 6, right? and then I'm gonna keep calling Fibo with n minus 1, and at one point n minus 1 will reach 2, upon which I will be calculating the Fibo value as very huge approach, right? So now from the behind it's going to be n equal to 3, and when n is equal to 3 I can just and then it's going to keep happening. Then it's going to keep happening until I finally return Fibo. Right. Very loop around approach. Not so great approach. But something I can think off the top of my head. I don't understand. Oh, it's not returning priv 1 and priv 2. So, very interesting. If it's a global variable, it makes sense. I'm just yawning right now. What do we do? We can also send prev1. Because it's not global variable. Okay, let me try this. If at all prev1 is already here, would it come inside the function scope? And would you be able to access it or not? You wouldn't be able to access it. Maybe I can do something silly as catching it here. It's very cute code. What does that mean, bruv? What do you mean you can't? Unpack. Non-iterable type. Perfectly works. How? What do you mean you can't unpack? I am fucking doing it. Whoa. Harsh, bruv. Harsh. Alright. What do we do? What do we do? I thought we would be able to unpack it. But we cannot unpack it. This for some reason doesn't work. Alright, screw this. What is unpack? Oh. Even now, bro. Even now. How can I solve this using the function below implementation?
I'm just gonna ask. I'm not gonna ask for the exact solution. Wow, how stupid, man. How stupid. Alright, guys, what a session it was to, completely. What a session it was. 4 problems. Phenomenal job. Props to me. And from tomorrow, finally, we'll be moving on to advanced section of DSA, which is sorting and so on and so forth. Long way to go in life and in DSA as well. I don't know, probably tomorrow I want to revise everything. So maybe not a live stream tomorrow. But hey, fantastic, man. Props to me, really proud. Have been getting rejections left, right, and center from campus drives. But yeah, the last rejection really gave me, increased my drive to do more, or increased my drive to start doing the work. It just goes back to the analogy that I was talking about, the accident analogy, where the guy is gonna keep overspeeding until he gets into an accident. You might say, go slow, never gonna listen. You might say, go slow, you're gonna get into an accident. He is not gonna listen until he gets into an accident by himself. He's never gonna listen. And yeah, the last placement drive rejection, the job rejection, has given me the drive to, just start working. And yeah, for the past couple of days, I've been just started pushing the boulder from the cliff. I have pushed the ball, snowball, and I just need to stick to the routine, right? For the past 2 days, I have been doing development, splitting my time between doing development, doing data structures and algorithms, trying to do aptitude as well, and core subjects like operating systems, computer networks, and DBMS. Have been going well. For the past 2 days, I have been consistent, and 3 if you include today as well. You just need to stick to the routine, stick to the basics, stick to, just uninterrupted focus. that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have 0 viewers, so anyways, it doesn't matter. Thank you so much if you're watching from the future and you're witnessing this. Peace. Hope my future self, if you're watching this video, hope you are in a better position than I am right now. Alright, that's pretty much it. See you all. Did I show you guys the other posters that I got? Elon Musk here, there's Jeff here, and Steve there, and my life in weeks. I guess I have showed you guys. Should start making video as well, but that's for another day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye bye.